you're being intimate with your baby, right, and they call out somebody else's name, is that a sign of cheating?
Live from the MC. No. Cheating, no, but you know, like they're getting there. I don't know, like you know what I'm saying. Like, listen, when you're dealing with a woman,
They're getting there.
She's getting there. I'm just saying, like, if she's thinking about someone else, it's not good. You know, I'm just saying that women are real specific. Do I think that would I accuse her of being like, oh, who is this dude? Or even, like maybe it was her ex-boyfriend or whatever it is. Like, what am I gonna do? Maybe he had a bigger dick. I don't know.
She's with you, Jay. She's like,
listen, like I'm in my 40s, right? I'm not dealing with like virgins. I'm like, okay, maybe it was, you know, like I'm just,
yeah,
you know, like chicks. I understand what's going on. I understand the situation.
You're not dealing with virgins. It's crazy.
Am I gonna be sitting there and like be like, oh, I'm not one of those like, what's your body? Like I don't care.
It wouldn't affect you.
Like
it wouldn't affect you.
It's just like at this point, it's like, listen, man, just
you want to call me Ramon? Okay,
just
sure.
Happy with them, like right then and there. That's sure the girls. I don't know. It depends on what you're looking for them. But for me, like, like right in this particular moment in my life, like if you want to just be like real casual about it, be casual about it.
Oh my God, Tyrese.
As long as I get to fish, I would fish and be like, let Tyrese know us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just get it in. I don't know. I'm just saying it would be my dick that's wet.
Yeah,
so it's like
I'm going to chat like, yeah, my girl just called me Tyrese.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. It depends if you've been like it's your baby or if it's someone like that you just like have like hooking up with. Like, I don't know, man. These are wild times. This is summer 2025. It's, you know, it is what it is. People out here.
Oh, there we go.
It dropped.
Yeah.
You know, it's good times. And you know, it's like I tell you, I'm single, like I've been a year now. Just joined Tinder for the first time again. Like,
what? You're on Tinder? Jay, you're on Tinder.
I waited a year after the same day. It was like the day.
A year after the breakup?
A year after I broke up with Michael for 3 years.
By the way,
like, welcome back to the world.
Huge fan of your relationship.
Thank you. Thanks.
Huge fan. All I recall is the pictures in, I don't know if it was Cancun or some extravagant beach. You guys look good together, man.
We definitely did not break up over her looks, but again, it's a different thing. I'm uptown, stand out. I don't want to even. It's so funny.
The power couple.
It was no, but it's going on. It's like different schedules. It was whatever. I can't even believe you're like trying to like. All of a sudden you've turned this on me.
I can't say I was a fan of your relationship.
You were.
You guys look good on the ground.
We did.
It was a lot of flexing going on. There's a lot of flexing going on.
Flex is, you know, it's definitely not about looks or anything like that. 3 years is a long time.
I mean, respectfully, Shorty was.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's all good.
Mujerón.
Oh yeah. Matatang. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, everyone tells you Dominican. Whatever. My point, that's all you can really hope is that you have a girlfriend that like other people want to fuck to, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but like, you know, like you don't want to, you know, if not, you wouldn't wipe up someone that you don't think that like your friends would also be interested in. I understand that as a man in my age, I'm like she's just not saying it's just your turn, but I'm just saying that like you have to take it for what it is. But I think that it's you always have to think of it at this age as like, is the juice worth the squeeze? And like,
hold on. Shots.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? Whatever you're doing.
Ooh, that lemonade. Is the lemonade about to hit?
Is it? But is it worth the effort to get it? Is what
is it worth?
Eventually is what I think can change. And I think as a man, things are expected of you in a relationship. Like, oh, this is how you handle this. This is how, you know what I'm saying, is always to be a man. I think it's a very specific thing, but I feel like it can get turned on you like real fast where it's like, okay, like sometimes they don't want you to be a man, but sometimes, like they expect you to be a man. So it's a very weird time I think to be in a relationship because it's like, I think men and women are like, haven't really been trained how to like we're like such different beings. And I don't think that people understand that how we think so differently that I understand, like sometimes, like I don't take anything personally. I'm like, listen, like you're obviously going through it, especially the pretty girls.
Yeah.
Cause they're the ones that like, they're the ones that people are hollering at. So it's just it's what it is. So like you see that, but they're the ones who've got like usually like the most truckload of stuff because they've just, like
it's funny that you mentioned that because I would say, but for the most part, New York girls, they're very hard.
Yes.
They're very
because they're they get hit up a lot and they're like
until they get their feelings hurt, and it's like, okay, so you were pretty hard just a minute ago, and now you have your feelings hurt. Now you are in your bag.
I think because here's the thing, it comes back to the stories that we've been told about what relationships are and what people are, right? And then this whole thing, but
Disney stories,
and it's just these fairy tales, and that's why a lot of people right now, I know a lot of people who should be together and should be with people, but like their careers are in the way. There's things that just things that like I don't think that any other generations had to deal with. We're record inflation. Like now, it's hard to be. You know what I'm saying? And women are doing better than ever as far as like financially and doing their own thing. So sometimes it's easier, I think, sometimes for people to be single because you get married, and obviously you have you want kids. I don't have any kids. I want to stay away from that. But like at this point, I don't believe that fairy tale that like, oh, you have to leave your bloodline. Da, da, da. I was like, I have a niece and nephew. Like it's all good. Like my point in my life, but it's all good. Like, but if it did happen, I'm Dominican. Who cares? Like
our relationship's different in 2025.
Everything's different. But think about the time.
Absolutely different. Right?
Everything's different. Life is different. People.
There's no more traditional relationships.
I think that people are getting past the Disney. We've been fed the story of what relationships are. I think for men, like girls are really attuned to dealing with men, like looks, like they're like naturally like much more like prescient than men. But like dudes, like we're not really taught how to like deal with girls, and it's like, oh, just be nice and like they'll, and da da da, like like your mom stuff. But like if you've actually dealt with girls, that's probably not like your best route.
Yeah,
I mean you can. I mean, but I'm just saying you have to pick your spots and be the right person. But they don't really like love that where you're just kind of like like, oh hey, how are you? Like it's like that might not be the best tactic to get what's going on. And a lot of the worst dudes are like the girls with the
so recently we saw Stephon Diggs. Shout outs to him. This guy,
the main perro.
This guy is the GOAT. Pause.
100%.
We did a little poll.
He's a Sag.
Would you rather be Jose, which is Dominican for offset? Would you rather be Offset's number 1 or Stephon Diggs number 7? Guess what were the numbers on that?
Oh, it's definitely gonna go with Stephon because
90% voted that they'd rather be Stephon Diggs number 7 than Offset's number 1.
100%.
Tells you a lot on where we're going in 2025.
It's not even about what we're going. It's just what we are. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, you have to understand what it is. It's like, yes, would you rather have like a baller guy who's got like a $30 million, $20 million contract, whatever it is. He's a dog. Like it is what it is. It's just, it kind of just shows. My point is that Cardi's always loved that kind of dude. So it's like, oh, she's on the boat with a guy that has a reputation. Everyone's like, oh, she's her boyfriend is on a boat with a bunch of other girls. I'm like, she's like there. She's probably the one holding the camera. Like it's just like, like you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that. Like she's probably holding the camera.
Cardi's probably holding that camera. But it just, my point is that our primal instincts, like people don't forget that we were gorillas, and
yes,
there are things that are happening as men and as women and relationships that are just happening, and they have no like logical sense. It has nothing to do with like, oh well, like this person be good for me, and oh I would be like he likes what I like, and I like what like. No one cares about that stuff. It's always more about like, and I think that you don't learn that until you get older, that you don't need to be this like, and not only that, but as a man, you're suspect when you just like kind of like are too easygoing when you're dealing with girls. I think that like my personal opinion that it's just like one of the things that are like, why is he so nice? And then you have to kind of counterbalance that. And so, yes, Cardi, I love Stephon for her. I think that he's exactly what she needed. She spent 7 years getting cheated on multiple times, right? So yeah, so she's like, listen, I'm just trying to have some fun right now. Like, okay, we'll go some games. He's in the NFL. He works out. He's Stephon Diggs. It is what it is. He's probably everyone, even when he was the Vikings, you saw that video of like they were showing when he played for the Vikings, all his teammates, and they were like, who wouldn't you want to date your sister? And they all said Stefan, and he goes, "I'm a great guy." You know, to him, he's a great guy, but he's like, he's just digging him out. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just gotta don't hate the player, you hate the game. Stefan is just a pretty dude. He's probably, he's making money. He's like a prominent name, and he probably, he hits it right.
This is where we're at. 35, guys. Do not be swindled.
I'm just saying, you're looking for that top tier. You're looking for. I'm just saying that there are more girls. They're like 50 girls that Stefan Diggs probably can like cipher through quietly, but he's at that echelon that you can't really like. You got it, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You got the height, you got the money, you got the looks, you got the, you know what I'm saying? That he's just got that swag that,
Cardi B's your number 7.
It's just
on your lineup. Like that says
maybe, but I think
that speaks volumes.
She could have gone up. She could have gone up. Well, my point is that it took a guy.
She's fresh in the roster. That's why I say number 7.
But she wanted a guy who could juggle multiple dudes.
Oh, he's
multiple women. You know what I'm saying? Like she wanted somebody. She wanted somebody who knew what what he was doing. And I'm just saying, at least Stefan has like enough people to be like, that was good. And it's it's like who's not gonna take Cardi? It's so funny. I've seen her videos, and now she gets to piss off Offset. You see him in the gym now, all skinny. I was like, you gotta get in the gym, dog. You can't just start lifting. It is what it is.
Cardi B.
You can start, but she. But it is. But it's funny. The next thing Offset did was ask for spousal support. He's like, hey, he saw her on the phone, and he was like, you know what? I think you should pay me to take care of our children. But it is what it is now. I feel like we're living this long life, and people are more successful. They're making more money, and yes, I think that there is the story that we've been told about what love and relationships are, that people are just starting to realize like this is not the reality.
That isn't it anymore.
This isn't it. And I think you have to keep that in mind. And if you're not like, and I think that the people who don't see that happening are very frustrated right now. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like, I don't think of it as a bad thing or a good thing about girl. I'm just saying like the nature of women. That's just like what it is. That's just like what it is. I still love them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're smart. But more than anything, I'm intimidated because it's like so I was young. Since you're young and they're so ahead of guys.
Women are. That's something we really don't talk about. But yes, women are so much ahead.
They develop mentally.
Think
about it. We've seen it our whole lives. That really young, pretty girl with like some older dude, because he understood things that like you can't really like teach people and experience. And like women, because especially if she's attractive, she just deals with so many more people are attempting to be there. So it's just one of those things where we have to just decide whether or not we're going to look at the reality of what is happening and you have to be willing to put yourself out there. I think if you're dealing with, and then I think that's hard for a lot of people right now. I'm glad to be an 80s baby and like still, I can take a phone call. I can, like I'll deal with people, and I think now we've become like the screens and like, people become, it's just, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's made people like very introverted. The texting, people are less willing to like put themselves out there.
Yeah.
And I think that the challenge for us, again, it's the beginning of summer 2025. Get yourself out there. Go talk to some people. Go put yourself in an uncomfortable
heat up
situation.
That Tinder.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Listen, like I said, it's just about like a conversation, and it's just like the easy. But my point is that it's also like there's no pressure on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't go on that like thinking you're gonna find like
love.
It just is. I mean, but I think love, again, it's about like, I think you have to get to a point in your life where like you're not expecting anything from anyone. I think I'm at that point where like as I deal with people, I'm like, I'm gonna take you for who you are. I don't want you to like. I'm just gonna see who you are. You're gonna say all these things about who you are, but I want to actually just witness you and see what's going on. And yeah, and then I think as a, especially as a guy, like we're visual. If she's attractive, we'll give anyone like a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like 80%. That's 80% of the battle already.
More than that, it's terrible, but like it's like one of those things where that's what we have, and that's the landscape, and that's things changed, and men have been
But
fighting
men
over
and women are so different though.
but
Like
through all of history. And if you think, you know, and I tell people that the greatest thing that you should ever study is looking at history, and some of the greatest men, you know, were simps, were people who, like, basically because of lust or because of whatever, you know what I'm saying, because of women were their downfall. But I'm just saying that's stuff that you can find in the Bible. There's a reason where it says, like, you know, don't look at your neighbor's wife is in like the 10 commandments. I'm just saying that it's always been messy. And it's always
from
going
the
to
beginning of time.
from the beginning of the story. Think about Adam and Eve.
That's a great highlight, Jay. Can you repeat that?
Which one?
The 10 Commandments and why it's there.
Because the 10 Commandments is like the basic rules that we've been given. And the 10 Commandments, one of the rules is don't look at your neighbor's wife. Don't look at don't look over there. Like, think about how messy things have
How long ago were the 10 Commandments written?
Like, I'm just saying that the first set of rules were like, hey, don't talk to that chick.
Don't get mad.
Yo, don't talk to that chick is one of the first 10
it's
rules
one of the first
of
10
humanity.
rules.
Think about how messy. So
that's crazy.
Who takes what's happening with relationships and with people, with girls, with anyone, and internalize it and makes it like, oh, this means that I'm a failure, or people are dealing with their own internal battles, and you're dealing with these women. You know, I've just learned this. Is there stuff that's going on? Go ahead.
You know, this would be a great segue.
Oh, tell me, is it segue to what?
I'll let you take a guess. Oh, I don't. The mic picked it up.
No, I feel like you have to tell me. I did not hear. I did not hear. Are we talking about Diddy? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Diddy.
Are we talking? Oh, back to the. Listen, a lot happened in the Diddy
talking trial. About.
First of all, he looks so great. They warned him. The judge warned him because he keeps looking at the jurors and like making expressions, like, you know, like he's like,
yeah, take that.
Yo, take that. No, he is giving people
take that without saying it.
And because it's Diddy and you're in the trial and he's looking at you and you're like, yeah, points with Diddy. I know you're still down. Listen, I will say this. Okay, this whole thing has been crazy.
Diddy,
we talk about. He's probably not. And either way, you look at Cassie. Cassie's walking away with bare minimum 30 million. And I'm just saying, it is what it is. Think about it. Cassie didn't want to go there. She got offered immunity because they were going to wrap her up into this federal case. She didn't want anything. They took that when she tried to sue Diddy. Yeah. And then she pulled it, but he paid her the next day. He gave her like 20. Was like, hey, stop. But they used that information and were like, hey, you're gonna. Yeah,
they picked it up.
They picked it up, and because they already had all these other things that were going on with him, and they were like, well, hey, we're gonna offer you immunity, but you're gonna testify against them. And I'm just saying, about it. After $20 million, why would you give up that juice to anyone? Why would you tell anyone about the freak offs and all these awful things you have to talk about your husband?
That she's exposing herself now, because now we know what's going on.
We know exactly what happened, and I'm just saying that.
Pause. They got her. Shout outs to the Punisher. Pause. He was on the Cameron show.
Oh my God,
crazy.
The Punisher. They had to pick
crazy.
Diddy in the hijab and the whole thing hanging. He's like you have to pick where. It was crazy. The Punisher definitely.
He has a book too, Jay. Bestseller right now,
dude. Bestseller. There are gonna be so many bestsellers from this Diddy trial. You know, you see why 50 hates on him. Like the next thing that came.
Guys, if you're tuned into Casual Supremacy, go pick up Chosen. It's available on Amazon.
Chosen and Revolt book 2 is about. They're there somewhere. This book 1 and book 2. Those are my novels. Thank you very much. Thank you for the shout out.
And the applause. Of course, come on, man. We're gonna plug in our own stuff too.
Yeah,
come on,
thank you very much. But the Diddy trial and then 50 do you know what an all-star game is? Did you hear about them?
An all-star game.
So 50's baby mom.
When I hear all-star game, you know what I think of? Stephon Diggs lineup.
Oh no.
I don't know why.
Well, so this is official stuff. This is in the trial.
Okay.
She just testified. She was with Diddy, and he was mad at her about something, like she basically worked for him. They had the text, they had the whole thing.
You saw the 50 Cent pictures?
But exactly, but it's the whole
You saw
thing.
the pictures
Because
with the
he basically says like to her, she's like, to make up for, like, I guess she had been ignoring him or something. She was gonna give him an all-star game, which is basically fucking 3 of his friends in one night, and he asked her, pussy. It was just all this
wow,
crazy.
the ultimate freak off.
The ultimate freak off, the all-star game in the freak off.
Wow.
With 50's baby mama, and they showed it.
No Pacers, no OKC.
Maybe you had those. Oh my god. The finals, baby. The finals.
And a couple other joints.
From the logo, it's crazy right now. It's
wild.
out here.
Wow.
It's wild times. So if you're following the trial, I don't know, I just say if he gets out, he's gonna go after people. I'm just saying, like, he'll wait for a little bit.
Then he can't go down.
He is,
and they're still playing his music on the radio, by the way.
He's a part of our culture, and he's a part of, I don't know. And so it is what it is. It's like trying to get rid of the R. Kelly and all this stuff. You separate the art from the artist. There's that whole thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, listen, I get it. You see what's going on. There's all these implications. Who knows? He's managed to keep himself safe in jail. I have no idea where this is going. Trump might give him a pardon, but 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They've been talking about that.
Yeah. He will have to look at the facts.
The facts, of course, and his lawyers are looking for a mistrial right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So that's what's happening in this, this week coming up.
Yeah, it's not looking like he from the outside looking in. It just he doesn't look like he forced anybody. It looks like everybody pretty much was getting compensated.
He's kind of a monster, but I'm just saying they got compensated, but yeah, it was. I mean, he was still doing some stuff that there was a thin line where like, I'm saying, like, Diddy's been Diddy for so long that the problem is that people will be like 20, 30 years. Think about it, like, 10 years from now, we're still on top. I'm just saying, like, he's one of those dudes who's been on top for so long that, like, you just get this new reality of
what's the money. Elon Musk said it one time. He said, what's money without power?
It's all of it. It's the whole thing. And so, there's just all these names have been coming through. They've all these, I don't know. I think that they've proven that he's an awful person, but I don't think that they've proven, like, the case, the RICO and the whole thing and the federal.
Yeah.
And I don't think that. But yes, but they outed him and put him through the whole thing, and like,
and if they're asking
taking
for
his
a
money in the
mistrial,
house,
it's not going so great.
They've taken, and I'm just saying, Cassie might be worth, close to what he's worth, because he's got the 50. I don't know what all his other things are, but no, I doubt it. But yeah, you're right. But she got 10 from the hotel that had the video of her, getting beat down. But again, man, all I'm saying is that on a long enough timeline with the Cassie thing, you can go from victim to accomplice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go from
in your personal opinion, would you say Cassie is a victim or an accomplice?
I think she's both. To be very honest about it, she's 11 years.
Is that accomplished?
Accomplice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Is that accomplished? I'm sorry.
Yes.
She's
no. It wasn't.
She is. She's like 11 years. Everyone's like, oh, I had someone explain to me, well, he was 35 and she was 20. And we all understand that women are like advanced beings. At 20 years old, you are as advanced as like almost a 30-year-old man. Like,
I was having this conversation the other day. It was talking about this, about like a girl in the DR. Well, it compares more or less. It's just the matter of the conversation. But a girl in the DR by the age of 23, obviously, if you look more or less, by the age of 23, you've already been to all corners of the island, just like in resorts, beaches, rivers, or whatnot. And a guy at 23, he hasn't been outside of the city. Just to give some context of the example.
It's its own currency. Being a beautiful woman in particular, it's its own currency. And God bless you. And if you're on that tier,
yeah.
Enjoy, you know what I'm saying? But yes, it gives you this whole thing. And it's funny, they said in the trial, they were joking about like her breaking up with Diddy, and she goes, and it was, I don't know if this is real, but she goes, the assistant put this on trial and said that she goes, who would I date? She goes, Jay-Z is
Oh yeah. JC was already
but
taken.
think about where her head is at, where she's like, listen, I can't give up Diddy
I can't give
because the next rung is taken. So
that's
I
how
gotta
all
stay
women
here.
think.
Exactly. They're always, dude, that's
They don't leave you until they have the next step on the ladder.
Yeah. So
shout out to Jay's ex. This is a low blow, Jay. My fault, Jay. My fault. We had to do it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
On the anniversary.
Yo, it was last week.
Yo, we're back on Tinder, mom.
Yeah. I waited. I gave it a year. I feel like I was a child. But to be honest, like I said, I think with dating, and I think you have to like be curious about other people when you're dating them, right? And I think for a long time after I broke up, I wasn't curious about. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, yo, whatever.
You were
like,
you were content.
But like I was like, I don't care where you went to work. I don't
Did
care.
She cook?
She
cooked. Oh, yeah. No wonder you were off sync.
Oh no, we do Staten Island. You got to go all the way to the island. I'm in Inwood, man. It is what it is. Like Inwood to Staten Island. That's and then
it changes. I'm just saying, get into the island.
Yeah. See what's going on, but. Eventually, long enough, you have to figure out, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have kids with people. Like it's like it's a lot of stuff. You're funny. You're getting my feelings talking about this.
Pitch that, Jay, a marriage?
No, I mean, she pitched me a marriage. No, it wasn't like that. Like I said, she's a nurse. They work like these 12-hour shifts.
Pressure on you?
No, but like it's like our schedules are off. Like her whole vibe off. I'm up very early. Listen, I'm up about 5 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm talking about as soon as the sun's up, because windows. I'm here by the park. I'm out till 7.
You got up with the
I hear the birds in the morning. I have the window open. So I get up. So imagine working with someone or dating someone who works 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'm in bed by 9 p.m. most nights. No, like 9:30. People send me messages. I turn off my phone. Speaking of, I want to say that it's June, and it is Men's Mental Health Month. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a big thing.
There's a lot going on this month.
It's a lot going on this month. I guess it's Pride Month, but it's also like,
Trump's month.
It's Trump's month, the birthday month, whatever it is. But listen, I'll say this. This is what I did. I was trying to think about something I could do for Men's Mental Health Month. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give up Meta. So I gave up IG and Facebook. So today's the 10th. I've deactivated my accounts on the 3rd, I want to say. But listen, I'm just saying that, like, no stories, no workouts, no looking anyone's, no
promo, no marketing, no DMs, no reach.
No, but listen, my point is, I still have my casual supremacy. I still have my, I just took down my own personal account. And it is what it is. See what's going on. It's for a month. See what's I think that like Malcolm, my brother, said it to me the best.
Shout out to MP.
Shout out to MP.
Give him some shots.
Go ahead. Give him some shots.
I told him to tune in to the Friday episode. He's like, "Oh, that's random." Shout out. I'm like, "Well, Jay pulled up, so we just happen to give you a shout out on the episode."
I'm glad you had a good time.
Real quick, guys, check out Behind the Music playlist. We have a variety of artists for you guys. We're on season 2 right now, midway. Dominican artists, American artists, and we're trying to work a little bit more on our Spanish content. Coming soon. Spanish is the #1 language in the world, so we definitely want to capitalize on that as Dominican Americans. Why not? Shots for that.
Wait, man. People speak, went to Greece. Everyone speaks like Italian, Spanish, Greek, English. Like almost only in America, it's like speak American. Like America, United States, and like by 2030, 2040, we're gonna be one of the largest Spanish-speaking countries in America. So again, talking about
100%.
What's going on, we're 100% Latinos are really becoming a part of it.
There's a reason why anime, the Spanish dub comes out first.
I can see that. Yeah. Those are the people. No, and so we have to be. I think that if you're, that's a shame that as Americans we've been taught like there's this master language, and that everything else is just like subpar. I'm just saying, like, if you go other places in the world, man, everyone speaks like they get taught that so young. that they're just, it becomes part of their thing, and they're just part of their minds. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think we have to embrace, I think in America particularly, we have to embrace what's going on right now. And it's just, it's a wild time, you know.
And to go full circle, shout outs to MP, as we were saying.
Oh yeah.
Morgan Paulino, he has a great episode with us. It's called the Bitcoin episode, shot about 5 years ago. However, it still slaps and it's still current to today's market.
Malcolm was one of the first people who taught me how crypto worked, and one of the first people who made me aware of it, understand how the crypto wallets works and cold storage and like all these different coins.
When we
And if you should definitely listen, he's in Orlando.
shot that episode, Bitcoin was at 63. Today it just hit 108.
108,000. Yeah.
So
it is.
It tells you
I've been looking at Bitcoin since about 16 or 17,000, and it was always like, it can't go up, it can't go up, it can't. And listen, I will say a lot of what's happening right now also has to do with, I think, the volatility, because like no one knows what's happening with stocks, with this, with that, with tariffs. Like Bitcoin is just like a very solid thing. It's almost become like gold.
I got into Bitcoin at 43.
And so, and that's a great thing. If you got 43, and
I just wish I had 43,000,
or you could have one
the
Bitcoin.
whole pie.
I think about this whole thing, like, again, when I looked at 16, 17, man, I had so much Bitcoin. And it's like, the thing is about, and I always talk about the story about them offering me in like I forgot what year it was, in the Javits Center, give me your email, we'll send you a Bitcoin. And would you have kept it? And that's all you had to do. But you know what? And I told the dude, I was like, Bitcoin. But again, hindsight's 2020, and then we sit back.
Of course.
This was great. And would you have sold it $100? Would you have sold it at $20,000? My point is
that's the whole thing about
money you have. It's about like,
that's the whole thing.
At what point would you have been like, okay, I'm good with this? And I know people who bought Bitcoin at $300. So
it's a slippery slope.
If you can, no, it's not a slippery slope. If you can afford to play that game, if you can afford to not sell, it's a solid play. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things that I think that, you see like MicroStrategy, you look at some of these big companies that are doing it, and he just keeps buying more and more. You keep saying the guy who runs Sailor, who runs MicroStrategy and basically just buys Bitcoin. And he's like, I always buy at the top. He doesn't give a fuck. He buys like 100, 1,000, just like every time, but he's made billions of dollars. He's become a billionaire. All these people are becoming billionaires. And yeah, man, digital money is something that's becoming very real. I mean, you see, dude, if you look at going back to Trump, if you see like 40% of his fortune is from his, the Trump coin or whatever it is. I'm just saying that
oh yeah, there was a couple flips with that.
There's a couple flips,
and we cover that in prior episodes.
Did, and so we've talked about it. But I'm just saying that right now that like covers like that's like liquid, and he gets it off like fees. It's not even about like him owning the coin.
Oh,
he gets it off fees, bro.
Breaking news.
Tell me.
Oh. R. Kelly's attorney filed for immediate release from custody, alleging officials solicited inmate to murder him. Wow. Breaking news.
I believe that. I mean, I don't know. I think R. Kelly at this point is going to try to...
free R. Kelly, man.
I think, again...
free Diddy. Free Tory Lanez.
Free Tory Lanez. I believe in that one.
Free Tory Lanez.
I've been saying that one for a long time.
You saw the video of the guy grabbing Meg Thee Stallion's ass on like a meet and greet?
I don't know about any of that.
It's funny. She laughed it off. I was just surprised he didn't get a life sentence after that. Or shot.
I think here's the thing. I watched the videos,
Free Tory.
She admitted, and we're going to get into this whole thing. It might piss some people off, but she at least lied like twice. Like, she had that interview where she she lied that she had been with him. She told the cops, if you watch the video, she's like, oh, I have glass in my foot. I've heard girls like, oh, I don't know. I've heard a lot of stuff, but I'm just saying that there's only been one person who just kept like, I admitted twice now to lying. And then it's like, and then he got stabbed 14 times in jail.
Bro, it's a miracle he's alive.
He's a miracle he's alive. They collapsed his lung. They punctured his lung. I just think that it's one of those things where there's enough shadiness. And my point is, if you get shot, and I love gun, we love the Toolies here. No one's going to ask you what happened to you. If I shoot you and the paramedic comes, they're going to know. They'll be like, you probably got shot. You know what I'm saying? if they look at you and they have to ask you what happened, and you have to say, "Oh, glass hit me." And
yeah,
my point is,
it was like a ricochet.
or ricochet. So my point is it like they're shot and they're shot. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like is there like where did the bullet go through? Like she should be like Jesus. She have like a nail in the foot. Like I want to see. I'm just saying they gave this dude 10 years. They stabbed him 14 times, and now the chick that he was with the one who basically started the whole beef is 2020 who basically Meg took from Tori, whatever it is. She said that she did it. Her bodyguard saying that it was her friend, her ex-friend. I don't know. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's the new evidence is saying that it was her ex-friend who's actually fired the shots or whatever it is.
That's messy over there because the bodyguard just
he
came out of nowhere.
He just flipped. I don't know what that means.
And yeah, he's saying that it was the friend, but
so he just flipped. I don't
a little too late.
But all I'm saying is that there's another video that just came out of her on the body cam. What happened? Oh, that's just glass. My point is not even about her lying because everyone's saying like, oh, well, you know, she lied because she was afraid and she was trying to protect him. Like she was trying to do some honorable shit. Fine, right? Well, my point is if you're shot, you're shot. And everyone knows you're shot. One's going to ask you, what's that? You know what I'm saying? There's a bullet in your foot. There's a bullet pulled out. There's a thing like show me the bullet that went in her foot. And if you're going to show me scrap.
No bullet that went into her foot.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kennedy, like, you know, from the grassy knoll, all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, chill.
The 3 shooters, the mafia, the cute. I'm sorry. We're gonna stop. I'm sorry, we're gonna go.
Because another hot topic
I know.
regarding that is the Twin Tower files that are supposed to come out. Maybe 30 years from now, when that whole generation is gone,
when they're all dead. And that's one of the great.
Yeah,
that's a conspiracy that I will.
It is not a conspiracy.
No, it's not.
Especially if you're tuned in.
Yeah, but I've been. Listen, I was 19 years old when 9/11 happened, and I will say that I don't want you, but I was a lot of the protests. It just doesn't make sense, and for the amount of people that died in New York City. If you're New Yorker, I was in Hamilton. I was in Hamilton College. I was like a sophomore, but like I remember waking up and like being like, "Oh, this is crazy." And so yeah, no.
It was the bigger play. It was the bigger play.
We can't get into this, honestly.
We cannot. Yeah,
we have to say this another day. But I have very strong feelings. Listen, if you really want to talk about 9/11. You want to look up building.
Stop.
Building 7.
Stop you right there. Jay.
Building 7.
Jay, stop.
Like I say, building 7. Building 7. Look at how that building went down. That building just went like.
Jay.
Building 7. That's all I'm saying. Building 7. They rebuilt that in a week. Okay, bro. But that's all I'm saying. Start there. Okay,
it went down. It went every down. Other tower.
It was like down, but it wasn't hit by no plane.
All right, we've said too much.
I said too much. I don't.
Time to wrap up.
But I have very strong feelings on that one. That's
no. Yes.
I'll
definitely agree.
We can go. I know we were gonna stop. I've been.
However, that's past.
I mean, a little too much. You're right.
YouTube has no mercy.
You are. Listen. I don't know. I watched Loose Change a long time ago.
We know.
And that's what. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you're just put your head in the sand. It's fine.
The supremacy is casual.
It's so casual. That's what it is. That is how they pass it over you. Supremacy is happening so casually over you.
Casually.
It's just. You don't even see how they're taking it all away from you. So that's what this is all about. This has always been about the casual supremacy. We keep it casual and we see it happening.
Not every news source is covering the LA riots.
Oh no, of course not.
I've noticed that.
Dude, we're dealing.
You know who is covering it?
ABC is not covering it. They're anyone who's against the news right now. ABC is basically firing.
The people covering this is Telemundo. Shout out to my mom, La Ramona.
BBC.
Because that's what she watches. She watches Telemundo. And Telemundo is all over this story.
It has to be. all the Spanish speakers, all the Mexicans. This is all Mexican land. It is what it is, man. But they're using it as a pawn because LA is this liberal city. Gavin Newsom for fucking president. I think I talked about it before. You asked me who I wanted as and there's a clip in our old thing where you asked me who I thought should be the president of the United States as a Democrat. It's Guys, the governor of California. This. We've been covering all
shout outs to Jorge Ramos. I heard he retired recently, so shout outs to him.
Jorge Ramos.
He's how can I put this? He's a staple in Univision. Your mom knows him. Let's just say that.
Okay. Last thing I'm gonna say, couple weeks, New York City, mayoral race is going. We got Cuomo, we have Zoran, a few people. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I go with me, I'm going with Zoran. I'm going with ZM. They've been knocking him like they're relentless. Like it's so crazy because he's Muslim. He moved here when he was 7. But I think that for myself, I mean, like Cuomo. I'm just saying, trying to like freeze rents for people.
Think Cuomo gets this?
I'm just saying that I'm not even gonna rank Cuomo. I don't think maybe 2, 3. And listen, I love Cuomo as a governor.
Do you think Cuomo is Damn, did I pronounce that right?
Cuomo. I mean, just saying he's gonna be the next one, but I'm just saying.
Do you think he's the next governor of New York City?
No, mayor. You mean you talk about?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the mayor.
Retake that.
No, I'm just saying. No. We're talking about the mayor.
No, because I'm trying to have this for a rollout.
Oh no, we talk about
Do you think Cuomo is the next mayor of New York City?
I think that it's going to be Zoran Mamdani. I think it's going to be ZM. I think only because people are so frustrated and people are seeing how if they just keep going right, if they keep just doing the same thing. AOC gave him he was in the Puerto Rican Day Parade with AOC. AOC is looking so good. Like honestly, like every time someone was saying something nasty about her, she's gaining like 50 pounds, like Lara Loomer, someone big on like actors, and I was like, yo, AOC is like, I'm sorry, like that is like my, like I don't know, that's like my hall pass. That's like I don't know what to tell you, but yes, if she told me to vote for Zoran, and honestly, I've been like watching them more. Yo, they've knocked on my door because I think I'm the only like doormat here, whatever.
Yeah,
like so many times, and only that, but he just seems like a real person. I just think that we really need some balance right now.
I'm not gonna lie, they've been knocking and asking who am I gonna vote for. I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping. Please,
it's like a ranking thing, whatever it is.
It's like get out of here.
But I will say that my personal, like my personal endorsement or who I will be putting, because it's a ranking system now. And then I think it's like female Adams. But number 1, I think is going to be Zoran. And it's so funny. I'm in the West Village. I have a picture. I'll show you this crazy photo. Like they put up these photos of him, and then they put like this like no, and they got rid of his name. They put all these like Jewish, the Star of David over him because basically, I don't know if you saw the debate, but it's like they wanted all of them to like basically, pledge their fealty to Israel. Like what would you do?
Oh, stop!
Sorry. On that note,
Eric Adams, shout outs to you, my guy. My guy is out there, bro. Like it's a thing especially with the Dominican community. Eric Adams, I'm voting for you no matter what, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or voting for Eric Adams.
No matter what.
You're voting for Eric Adams.
No matter what.
I like that. Okay. I like that. I mean, it is what it is. Listen, I think
locked in.
You're locked. No, because the ranking thing is so easier. Basically, you rank 1, Eric Adams.
Eric Adams. Shots. Okay.
I think it's coming.
Before we close out, Jay,
tell me.
This might be a little controversy. However,
I love controversy. I love it.
I noticed that they're doing the same thing this summer over at Quisqueya Plaza. Quisqueya Plaza.
It's different now. There's no stuff. There's no chairs. You used to have tables. It used to look nice. It doesn't look
It's
nice.
going to happen, Jay. Because last summer it happened. So this year I'm expecting the same.
But the
activities.
Yeah, but think about it. What already happened?
I'm not
you go down
negative.
there. There's nobody down there. Think about, if you're in the thing, Papacito closed down, Park View closed down. Think about, they've been talking about that. A lot of those businesses are like not doing well down there. And I'm just saying, like they've pulled back a lot of the stage and chairs, and like it used to be. Like now it's just like an open area. Like if you go, there's a couple of different places.
When was the last time you were in the little park of Cascadia Plaza?
A few days ago. I mean, I walk down there all the time. I live right
No, but like actually inside the little park.
You mean the garden?
The little garden, yeah.
Oh, well, the garden. Never. I mean, I could go in there once in a while if you're just gonna want to sit there. It's nice. I listen. I used to work for the Ring Garden. No, that's fine.
Dyckman, should we get rid of the little?
No.
Oh man,
no.
I couldn't even say it.
No, the garden. You
Dyckman, should we get rid of the little garden in Cascadia Plaza?
No. First of all, the garden is there. So Cascadia Plaza is around the garden, not the other way around. You know, the garden has been around. I used to sell plants. Listen, I was like Andrew Woods. He's from Our Lady Queen of Martyrs. Me.
Shout out to Andrew Woods.
Andrew Woods. Andrew Woods. We've been talking about this art.
Shout out to Andrew Woods. God, but not forgotten.
They turned it into like a leadership school, whatever it is. They took all QM. They turned it into like this other.
Shout out to Andrew Woods for Woods. Governor or something of Dyckman.
Like the pharmacist, like a real pharmacist, like scientist. Like he was one of those people like, fundamental. He looked like my sister, my brother more, but we all went to Our Lady Queen of Martyrs. We all went to
Andrew Woods, the fucking truth.
Shout out to Andrew Woods.
More shots.
Either way, he ran the Ring Garden. We had a good time. He's let me save plants.
He ran that garden
for years when we were kids. Think about that whole building. Remember
I'm not Virgil? Surprised at all.
Remember the bird, Virgil?
Come on, bro.
You talked about.
I'm not surprised at all. I just didn't know he ran that garden.
Oh, for a little bit, and so we had
the most beautiful garden in Dyckman.
No, I'm just saying he ran all this stuff. I saw him recently. He had like a walker, a cane. Like he just like on his hip. It's just he spent a long time.
He doesn't have a walker. What are you talking about?
Recently, I don't know if you saw. When was last?
What is Gucci? I saw him like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay, good.
He said his leg is still, but he's fine.
No, it's all good.
Andy Woods.
It's Andy Woods. I'm just saying, like I'm old enough to remember Andy Woods as a science teacher. There was a point when he became principal.
Yes.
Okay, D'Angelo. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Woods, you owe me a podcast.
We would love. I would love.
Woods, you owe me a fucking podcast. Andy, you have nothing to hide now. Like there's nothing.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. That was
we need to tell all Andy Woods.
Tell all. I know you're gone.
Dyckman.
Virgil. We don't want to know where Virgil went.
Man, it's a sad story. I know where he went.
Oh, did you just?
I know where most of them went. Okay. So it's a sad story. However,
okay, that's all good. But either way, the Ring Garden. Love you guys. Casual Supremacy. Keep it casual. We see it happening. It's happening over you, real casually. That's what it is. 21st century history. People are gonna look back at some of the crazy stuff happening right now, and they're gonna be like, we're like the new, we're the new problem. So I'm just saying, people are going to look back, and I'm just saying, like, you have to decide what side of history you're going to be on. And, if you want to decide that's the immigrants and the, like, I don't know, like if you just think that it's these little groups and you're not looking at like billionaires and, there's a lot of crazy things happening in this world, and they want you to look one way. And what's really happening is on the other side. And I'm just telling you, they just keep throwing these dumb little things, this immigrant, this like Mexicans, they're the hardest working people I've known anywhere around here. Like I couldn't even imagine life without.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Mexicans. Seriously, I don't know this time. Shout out to the Mexicans. They are the hardest working people, no matter what's going on, where we are. They are like, you know what I'm saying? I talk about this all the time. I work at this building, the West Village, and they just put up a scaffolding around the building. And, I got to watch them put it. It was this little, like, I don't know, like South American. They definitely didn't have their papers, right? There's people who do the scaffolding. But to watch them 12 floors over me in their boots, in their hard hats, just putting this thing together, the scaffolding together. And then now, like all their bosses, I'm just saying that, this country was built on immigrant labor, on poor people, on slavery. I'm just saying, like, God bless America. God bless all of us. Casual Supremacy. Love you all. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Whoop. Keep sticking in my cup. Live from the MC.
Oh.
Live from the MC.